Good evening. I'm Vicki George. Welcome to the Light the Night Walk. We are live here at Waterfront Park. This is the 23rd annual Light the Night Walk benefiting the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And it's the first one that has been in person since 2019. The last couple of years, the walk was virtual because of the COVID pandemic. So we are very, very happy to be back live here this year. The goal tonight is to pay tribute, to give hope to people battling blood cancers. Hundreds of people are joining us tonight here at Waterfront Park. They are now walking around the south lawn carrying lanterns to light the night. The color of the lanterns is very significant. White is for survivors. Red lanterns are carried by supporters, and gold is in memory of loved ones who have died from blood cancer. Over the next half hour, we will introduce you to people who have won their battle and family members remembering their loved ones who lost their lives. The goal tonight is to help find a cure, and the Leukemia Lymphoma Society raises awareness and funds for research to wipe out blood cancers. You can donate tonight by texting Cure Louisville to 39999. We also have a QR code on the screen at the bottom right. Just pull out your phone, scan it with your camera, and it will take you to the donation page, or text Cure Louisville to 39999. That's 4 nines after the 3. In the last year, we lost a beloved member of the Leukemia Lymphoma Society family. Former board chair John King died last December following his own courageous battle with cancer. John was so passionate about this walk, and since 2015, his team has raised more than $250,000 at this event. WLKY's Julie Dolan has a look at his charitable work and its lasting impact.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2019 Light the Night Louisville.
In his time with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, John King Sr. helped raise more than $250,000. And he had big plans to continue that mission in his late brother's name.
I was so frustrated and heartbroken that it was really the only thing that I could do that I could feel any relief. I wanted to try to make a difference. If we could just save one family from the destruction of losing a loved one, it would be well worth it.
John's brother Jim passed away in 2015. Jim was a prominent Louisville businessman and former Metro Council president. But when cancer stopped him short, John made it his mission to raise awareness about blood cancer and raise funds for research. Here he is advocating at an LLS luncheon.
You know, Kentucky is #1 in the country for the most blood cancers diagnosed and blood cancer deaths. And it's just something that we need to do here as far as trying to help local people, figure out how we're going to solve this problem.
John's passions didn't end there. His lengthy list of activism and community involvement could be considered by many exhausting. The former radio DJ turned restaurant exec, then bank owner, became the voice of Assumption Volleyball and Trinity Football. He sat on the boards of his alma maters, including Trinity and St. Raphael, even spearheading the school's pre-K program and capital campaign. He also served as the director of development for the Waterfront Botanical Garden. Here he is talking about that in 2019.
There's been so many people that have pulled their heart and soul into this place. And for this to open is just going to be fantastic, because this is going to be the beginning of what is to be. This is going to be the center part of the city, really.
Tragically, cancer soon took over John's body, too. And after a courageous battle with his wife and kids by his side, cancer took John King Sr.'s life on Christmas Eve, 2021. Even after his death, his family continues his work, raising money for scholarships in his name and offering generous support to organizations like LLS. Now back to the stage at Light the Night 2019, where John accepted a round of applause and a moment of appreciation for his work.
They all want to say a big thank you to your 5 years of service with the LLS organization. Thank you, Tom.
I appreciate it very much. It's been a labor of love. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I'm not going anywhere. I can promise you that. I'm going to be involved in this for quite a while, but looking forward to the next adventures.
We know he had every intention of pursuing charitable work through the remainder of his life, and that's exactly what he did. On behalf of LLS and WLKY, we again thank John for his service, leadership, and dedication to Light the Night. I'm Julie Dolan, WLKY News.
And John was also a WLKY Bell Award winner last year. He accepted the honor shortly before his passing.
It's very, very humbling. I don't know that it's right to get an award for something that you love doing, but that's exactly what's happening here. I love what I do when I volunteer for these groups.
You can watch the entire Bell Awards ceremony now on WLKY.com. Joining me on set now is a very special guy tonight. 7-year-old Seth and his mom, Michelle, are here with us. Seth is our honored hero tonight. He is a 5-time cancer survivor. Welcome, Seth. We're so glad you're with us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Are you having a good time?
Yes.
A lot of people came out tonight to support you and other survivors. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to walk?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, I won't keep you long, so maybe then you can just run and you'll beat them all. You'll hit the finish line before they do.
Well, it's not exactly a race.
It's not a race. That's true. It's just a good walk, right? I like your white lantern. Your white lantern represents a survivor, and you are a survivor. Michelle, tell us just a little bit about Seth's, you said 5-time cancer survivor with leukemia.
Yes, Seth is a 5-time cancer survivor. He's been fighting now for almost 4 years. And he is 8 months in remission right now. So
that is great. Great news.
Yes.
And you said one of your sons also donated his bone marrow for Seth.
Yes. I have 3 boys. Seth is my youngest. My middle son donated his bone marrow to Seth in his first transplant back in April of 2020.
So Seth is 7. He's a first grader. You said he was diagnosed when he was 4 years old?
Yes, he had just turned 4.
So it's been a long fight for the family. You've stuck
has.
together. And what do events like this mean to you? We're raising hopefully $500,000 tonight, which would go for research and treatment for people fighting blood cancers.
Yeah, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society does so much research, which is so needed, especially for pediatric cancers. One of the trials that they funded was the Chimera CAR-T drug, which Seth has had. And so nights like this is just wonderful to give back and to be here and share his story and to hope inspire other people.
Well, it's great to see your family here tonight, the big smiles on your face. And Seth, there are a lot of people here tonight, but I understand there's a special group that's here tonight to support you. Do you know who that is?
The Bellarmine Knights.
The Bellarmine Knights. And our Madeline Carter is with Coach tonight to talk to Coach Davenport about their support for you. Madeline?
There you go. That's right, Vicki. 1, 2, 3, go Seth! We are out here supporting Seth with the Bellarmine men's basketball team, and I'm with Coach Scott Davenport. Tell us the story. How did Seth get to be an honorary member of this team?
Well, through Team Impact, but it actually started in 2013 with Seth. Before there was Seth, there was Patrick McSweeney. So that's Seth 1.0. He's 2.0. Let Patrick tell you.
Okay, so tell us, how did Seth get to be part of your team?
So, as Coach mentioned, there's an organization called Team Impact. And what they do is they pair kids up who have chronic illnesses with local NCAA-like organizations, athletic organizations. And so it just so happened that Seth got to be paired up with the Bellarmine basketball team.
And Seth, I hear you are player number 45. How does it feel to be part of this basketball team?
Very good.
Yeah, and do you feel special when you're with them?
Yes.
Yeah, do you feel like, are you going to be one of the older players one day?
Yes.
And Coach, tell me, what does Seth mean to you?
Well, it means I better check my contract. And since he's 7, I better check the length of the contract. I sure hope so.
I know,
By the time
right?
he's 18. What it means to us is the impact that Patrick and his incredible journey taught all of us, not just the players, all of us, about life's lessons. And Seth, it is incredible. That talk that his mother gave will be shown to our team tomorrow before practice. They think they have it tough. They're going to listen to his mom, not Coach Davenport, tomorrow before practice. We admire Seth. Seth is part of us. You know what extraordinary people do? They make others better. Seth is extraordinary. He is making others better.
He sure is. And Seth, how does it make you feel to get to hear those words about you?
Happy.
You feel happy? Well, we are happy to get to meet you here tonight, and thank you all for your support of Seth and this amazing event. Vicki, we're going to toss it on back to you.
Light the Night Kentucky could not happen without the generous support of our family and sponsors. From individuals to corporations to fundraising and lighting the night, we are bringing a light to the darkness of cancer. Millions of people will benefit from the efforts here tonight. So we thank you for your support, and be sure to scan that QR code on your screen tonight to help us out. And remember, you can text Cure Louisville to 39999 also to donate tonight. Your donations will go to research and provide treatment and care for those in the battle of their life. Allison Brown joins me tonight on set. She is chair of this event and a survivor. Allison, you were diagnosed in your 20s. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Sure, Vicki. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2009. I was in my second year of law school. I was 24 years old, and it completely hit me out of the blue. And you know, I was just very fortunate. I went through treatment, chemo, and radiation, and I'm fine now. I'm thriving. It's been 13 years, and I'm feeling great. Have done a number of marathons, a couple Ironmans in between. So, you know, just feel extremely grateful to be here, to be able to share this event and to help pay it forward.
We're so glad that you're here with us, and you are paying it forward by chairing this event. Is that why you decided that you're taking on a big job to chair this event?
Yes, absolutely. So with that, and you know, got a little bit of a boost from my employer, Bright Spring Health Services. So they were really great about supporting the cause and helped give me this opportunity. But yeah, absolutely thrilled to be here. This is just an incredible turnout, incredible event, so moving, and really the feeling of community. And none of us are facing this alone. And you know, cancer doesn't stand a chance.
That's right. I agree with you on everything you said, and a great turnout tonight. When they lit their lanterns, the red, gold, and white, it was very humbling.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, I mean, we truly are. It's a mighty army out here, and it was just incredible to see, and cannot thank everyone who came out enough, our amazing fundraisers, our sponsors, our corporate partners, everyone, just so incredibly moving, and I'm so grateful to see everyone out here.
Well, Allison, it's great to see you. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the work you do, and we're glad you're doing well, and keep it going, right?
All right, absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. It's a rare type of blood cancer that most people can't even pronounce, and the diagnosis usually comes with a death sentence. But Rebecca Weiss is a survivor who truly beat the odds. Here's Carrie Grace with her story.
It started with a spot that wouldn't go away.
I went to see a local plastic surgeon because I thought it was something that would need to be removed from my skin, and they biopsied it and figured out that it was a rare, aggressive blood cancer.
So rare and aggressive that the survival rate was next to zero.
I was scared. I felt like the floor just dropped. It took my breath away. I was having an out-of-body experience and thinking to myself, what am I going to do?
With a one-year-old daughter, she knew she had to fight if she wanted to see her baby grow up.
I didn't want to take "you're going to die" for an answer, and I started visiting Dr. Google and seeing what I could find that was out there in the form of alternative treatments, and I found a clinical trial that was being held at 10 cancer facilities throughout the United States. And that was funded in part by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and it was directed just toward my cancer specifically.
As quickly as they could, Weiss and her family packed up their belongings and moved to participate in an out-of-state clinical trial. It was a roll of the dice that proved to be successful, but she still needed a bone marrow transplant, and finding a donor can be like finding a needle in a haystack.
Because you're trying to match one person's DNA and cells with another person's. It's not just a matter of, donating blood and having the same blood type. It's a lot more difficult to find a donor.
She found that donor, and this year marks 5 years Weiss is cancer-free. Without the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and its support, she says she would not be standing here today.
That's part of why I'm helping Light the Night, because I want to help others who are in my situation.
I'm Carrie Grace for WLKY News.
Thank you, Carrie. We're back live on set here at Waterfront Park. Tom Carrollton, the Executive Director of the Ohio River Valley region, overseeing Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, and Kentucky for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. You got a big region there.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a pretty good size region, but I feel pretty fortunate that we can get to those areas within 90 minutes. And we have some great partners in healthcare that are helping us make strides in blood cancer.
What an event we have this year.
How
a great
this?
turnout. The weather's been great and a lot of money raised.
Absolutely. We're not on a little square screen this year. You got to love that.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. It's nice to be back in person.
It is. Light the Night is such a great event because I think it really brings everything that we do at the Leukemia Lymphoma Society to life, and it's a fantastic family-based event. And our program just does a great job of letting people know why they're walking when they set out on their walk.
And I understand they're hoping to raise $500,000 here this year.
Yes.
Where does that money go?
You know, we really focus on 3 areas, and it's research, patient community outreach, which you can look at as patient services,
right,
and then advocacy efforts, which are really important. I think the most important thing right now, research clearly is just in a fantastic state, and you just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But through the years, therapy and chemotherapy has been so harsh on people's bodies that side effects take place. And I love that our medical director has decided that we are going to stand by our patients, and that's why patient services are critical. So whether it's copay assistance or urgent need assistance, which allows people to pay bills that they might not be able to pay because of the cost of cancer care, that is all so important. And that's exactly what all of the money raised in the community goes to.
Great strides have been made, and events like this certainly help out. Tom, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We're so glad that you were here, and if I'm holding you up from walking, get to walking, right?
You aren't, and I appreciate you doing this for so many years.
Well, it's been my pleasure. I feel honored to be asked again and again. It's been very nice.
Well, we'll ask you again next year.
Thank you. And thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Cassie Jones is a doctor of osteopathic medicine. She is also a survivor of leukemia. She is a rare form of cancer more commonly found in men over the age of 40. Cassie was diagnosed at the age of 29. She was in her 3rd year of medical school when she received abnormal labs of a routine exam and immediately knew the diagnosis. The now cancer survivor tells us about the community of support found among other survivors at Light the Night.
You see more balloons that are in memory of. And so that's a little bit heartbreaking to know that so many people, still didn't win the battle, despite how much ground we've made. But I enjoy it. I certainly enjoy it. And I love the sense of community. I look forward to the day that there's no gold balloons.
CML has a less than 2% chance of reoccurrence for patients who survive 10 years after bone marrow transplant. Cassie Jones hit her 10-year anniversary last month. The Remembrance Pavilion is a place where LLS supporters can go to honor those that they have lost. Madeline Carter takes a look inside.
This event is incredibly emotional for people who've lost friends and loved ones to blood cancer. And that's why here at Light the Night, there's a quiet place to remember those who died. It's called the Remembrance Pavilion. And here inside this tent, you have a chance to honor their memory. Now, I just met Jessica Ayers. Jessica, tell me, who are you honoring here tonight?
I'm honoring Trent, a really good friend of mine.
Yeah. And Trent, what did he mean to you?
He meant great. We met online playing video games. And his mom emailed me a few years later telling me that he has already passed away.
Wow, so you were 16 when you met this friend online.
Yes.
So what was the first thing that went through your mind when you found out he had cancer?
I was like, no, 16 years old, there's no way he could have cancer.
Yeah, it just goes to show it can happen to any of us at any given time. And what, if you had to sum it up, what really did he mean to you?
He was a great friend I could tell my deepest, darkest secrets to. And I don't have that.
A special relationship. So tell me, you just wrote his name down here. What is that?
So I wrote his name on this blood drop, and I'm going to put this on a wall so everybody else to remember him too.
Well, let's go and do that right now. I can see up here on the wall there are lots of names so far as people trickle in. The names of people we've lost to these types of cancers.
Yes.
How do you feel getting to add his name to the list?
I feel sad, but one day hope we don't have this list.
I sure do, and we're hoping, again, that we can honor his memory in this way and continue to do so in the future.
And once again, we are live here at Waterfront Park, where hundreds of people are walking with their lanterns tonight in support of the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. Remember, the color of the lanterns is very significant. White is for survivors, red lanterns are carried by supporters, and gold is in memory of loved ones who may have died from blood cancers. Remember, you can also donate and help us out tonight. Just text Cure Louisville to 39999. Once again, Cure Louisville 39999. Since the age of 12, a Hardin County teenager has been diagnosed with 3 different cancers 4 times. Matthew Walker is 19 now and has been in remission for 2 years. As WLKY's Jennifer Bayless explains, his family credits the Leukemia Lymphoma Society for helping Matthew get on the road to recovery.
When he was first diagnosed, we had no idea he was sick because he didn't exhibit the traditional symptoms of cancer.
But all of that changed after a trip to the swimming pool.
He swam for 3 hours, and then when he got out of the swimming pool, he had a lump on the side of his neck the size of a baseball that wasn't there when we started swimming.
On August 3rd, 2015, Dion Walker says his son, 12-year-old Matthew, was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a cancer of the blood and bone marrow.
He stopped crying. He looked at us, he smiled, and he said, "I got this."
3 months after his first cancer diagnosis, Matthew went into remission, but not for long. By December 2016, he relapsed and underwent his first bone marrow transplant in February 2017. That turned out to be the beginning of the biggest battle of his life.
He's had 3 different leukemias 4 times.
Matthew underwent hundreds of chemo treatments, which eventually took a big toll on his body.
He went into renal failure, liver failure. And then just as we got all of that under control and we were looking good, he had a stroke in January 2020.
Despite all of that and spending hundreds of days in the hospital, undergoing dozens of surgeries and hundreds of transfusions, Matthew never fell behind in school and even graduated with honors.
I mean, he graduated with his class, AB honor roll, but he never got to walk with his class because he was impatient at the time.
Matthew is 19 now and in remission. Throughout his battle, Dion says there's been one constant source of support, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
They offered financial grants to use towards mortgage, co-pays, food, groceries, utilities, anything to help you.
Dion says even beyond the financial help, LLS was a source of important information about Matthew's conditions and offered priceless moral support.
I know that right now today, some family somewhere is being told that their child has leukemia for the first time ever. And they're devastated, they're scared, they're confused. And I'm telling you, by tomorrow, they will know about LLS. They will know about them. And it will probably be their first, whoa, there's someone here to support us.
Jennifer Bayless, WLKY News.
And Matthew hopes to make his diploma official by walking with a graduating class in Hardin County next spring. As for what's next, he hopes to eventually join the Air Force and dedicate his life to serving his country and to helping others. We wish Matthew well. Tracy Sumler is back out here live with me on the set here at Waterfront Park. She is team captain for Baptist Health. You are the senior regional coordinator for the Kentucky Cancer Registry. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And this is not your first Light the Night. It's not your first rodeo. Tell us a little bit about how many times you've been.
I have been here 9 times.
9 times.
And out of those 9 times, a captain 7 years.
Great.
So it has been fantastic every year.
Is it easy to get a team together?
It is, especially when you have so many people working in the cancer registry and working at Baptist that can really come together to help our patients and our families. It's very easy to fall in love and give to a great cause.
There are not many events like this that I take part in with a walk, and how emotional this event is.
Very.
It's very emotional. I'm sure, did you get involved for a particular reason, just through work, or did you know a cancer survivor?
A little bit of both. I was 19 when my dad was diagnosed with a lymphoma of his brain and went through radiation and chemotherapy. We were given the terrible time limit of 6 weeks, and through the research through Leukemia Lymphoma Society and a clinical research, he actually lived 5 good years.
Oh, that is great.
Yes.
That is very good. Well, we appreciate your support, all the money that you raise, and the team members that you gather, and you don't even have to twist their arms to come down here.
Do not. Everybody really loves it. It's
exactly.
a good time.
You've been even bragging on Jay Cardosi and the weather tonight, right?
We have.
He helped us out. It really hasn't been too bad. And look behind us there, Tracy, and all of the people with their lanterns. Hello. The red, white, and gold. They've had a good walk, and they're coming back around. We're going to have a fireworks celebration in a minute. So thank you very much for being here with us tonight.
Thank you.
Certainly appreciate it. As I said, hundreds of people are walking here at Waterfront Park. Madeline Carter has been out talking to some of them. She has this report.
Well, we have had such a great time out here at Light the Night. I just had to bring back Patrick McSweeney. Patrick, we heard a little bit of your story earlier when we were talking to Seth and the coach. But Patrick, tell us, you're a cancer survivor. Is that right?
Yes, I am. 7 times, actually.
7 times. So when were you first diagnosed, and what were you diagnosed with?
I was diagnosed initially July 21st, 2004 with acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
And how old were you at the time?
I was just 5 years old. So
5 years old. But flash forward, what have you gone through since 2004?
Several years of chemotherapy. I've had 2 bone marrow transplants, just like Seth. And I've also had the same treatment he's received called CART-19 up in Philadelphia. Except when I was receiving CART-19 treatment, it was still in its experimental phase. So I was going through it as a clinical trial before it was an FDA-approved treatment.
Wow. So you've been through so much, and now I'm happy to be able to say, since you told me, 4.5 years in remission. How does that make you feel? Look at that smile on your face.
Yeah, this is the longest I've been in remission since I was first diagnosed. So it's incredible to me that I've reached this point. Part of me always knew I would, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from the fact that...
And the fireworks, we're celebrating Patrick. Congratulations, and we are so happy for you. We will be back to you, Vicki.
We thank you so much for being with us tonight. We want to remind you, you can text Cure Louisville to 39999 to donate to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. This has been a wonderful event, and we're so glad you've been with us. Our live coverage here from Waterfront Park is wrapping up for the 23rd annual event. We leave you now with WLKY Chopper HD's exclusive view of the fireworks display. Thanks again for helping us light the night.